We got to get going here. Welcome, welcome everybody. It's great to have you here for the LinkedIn Live event. And this LinkedIn Live event that I'm doing this year, this week, I do two of them a month usually. And I like to be able to touch on things that most people don't know about. And I'm so thankful for my oldest son who introduced me to LinkedIn, because I would probably still not be on it today if it hadn't been for him helping me get started. I'm going to share my screen now. And where have I got my LinkedIn? You go to share your screen and then all of a sudden all the little windows get really small. Thank goodness for glasses. Okay, I'm going to go into my LinkedIn. So here's a couple of things that I've learned since we had the big health crisis. Can you hear me well enough, guys? I'm going to make sure my sound is turned up full here so that I make sure everybody can hear me. Okay. Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yes.
Awesome. So what happened is that with the big health crisis that we had in 2020, it drove everybody home, right? And so people, way more, like hundreds of thousands of people, were looking for ways to make money from home, right? The network marketing businesses all grew and blew up, and digital coins and all that kind of stuff just really took off. And so that drove people home. But what people discovered after they went through this crisis is we really need each other. We need people. We need to have community, right? As human beings, that's how we survive, is with other human beings. We need to be able to communicate. One of the things I learned back when I was working with the senior care organization as their director of sales and marketing was that seniors, the reason they lock themselves away from other people. They don't go out anymore. They don't go for walks. They just lock themselves into their little home, and they're not communicating with people. And so their minds start to deteriorate because they've only got themselves to talk to, right? And so from that experience, I've realized that we also need to have good morning or good afternoon, Patricia. We need to have community. So I have also set up a community, and I will let you guys have the link to my community, and it's called Thriveability for Seniors. And we get on there and we talk about ways to supplement our pensions. In Canada, the pensions are so small. The average pension is between 1,300 and 1,700 a month. And the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is on average across Canada over 2,000 a month. So it's really hard for seniors in Canada to be able to survive. And we have 8 kids. 5 of our kids live in the States. I just tell you that because our 2 oldest boys live and work down there as programmers, and they have to know statistics in order to put together the different programs that they're working on. And so they tell me that it's pretty much the same in the States as it is in Canada when it comes to retirement. However, the lowest average income in the United States is in Mississippi. Okay, so put that in your bonnet. Think about it for a sec. The average income of Canada is lower than Mississippi. Go figure, eh? So anyway, I just wanted to share that little bit of intro to you. So LinkedIn, there's 5 reasons why we need to be using LinkedIn. Number 1, and I get these statistics from my boys. Number 1, the average income of people on LinkedIn is between 76 and 86,000 annually. And number 2, the average income of people who are executives on LinkedIn, CEOs and that kind of thing, is between 125 and 150,000. This is in US dollars. And number 3, the biggest kept secret to LinkedIn is in the groups. And number 4, everybody on LinkedIn is looking to do business in some way. They're trying to find a way to either get a job or do something to build a business. And there are hundreds of network marketing businesses on LinkedIn now. People are getting involved with network marketing. And that was one of my big downfalls. I got involved with network marketing shortly after I was laid off my last job. And I, for the life of me, spent 16 to 18 hours a day on my computer. And I got to the point where I just hated my computer because I was having to spend so much time on there messaging people and pitching to people and trying to figure out how to set up posts, because I started going to sit down to breakfast networking meetings, and they were telling me at these meetings, you need to have 3 to 5 posts a day going out on all your social media. Right. Okay. So how do I do that? I had no idea how to create posts. And because of all the struggles I went through trying to learn digital marketing and online marketing, I decided I needed to help other people be able to do what I've learned how to do. Because I discovered that most of those people have no tech. And it inspired me to write my book. My book is Fired at 50, Stop Looking for Work and Discover What You Were Meant to Do. And I'm not doing this to pitch my book. I'm just telling my story here. So I'm so thankful that I learned LinkedIn and learned how valuable it is and how important it is to be on LinkedIn and have a very good, prominent profile. So I'm going to go to my profile page. So you see these little icons across the top, and you guys are fairly familiar with LinkedIn, so you probably understand what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go into my profile and use that as an example. So many people get started with LinkedIn and they set up their profile the first time, and then they never go back and revamp their profile and update it to the current date. And another thing I've learned about profiles, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, it used to be Twitter, but it's now X, Facebook, Instagram, X, Pinterest, YouTube, you need to make sure that your profile page is kind of matchy-matchy all the way through, so that there is a common thread, and you market yourself, you're branding yourself with everything that you do online. And that also attracts people to you. And one of the things that I talk to people about all the time is, what are you doing to attract people to you, and who is your perfect customer? My perfect customer, for instance, is people just like me who are retired or supposed to be retired, found them with those low pensions and trying to find a way to subsidize their pension in order to be able to survive and not have to be homeless. I'm in Kalmar, Alberta, and just north of us here, a few kilometers, is Edmonton, Alberta. 15% of people over 55 in Edmonton are homeless. Homeless, guys, in less than minus 42. This was minus 34 this last winter. And the winter before that, it got down to minus 40. Where do these people go? There's not enough subsidized housing. Subsidized housing in Alberta, if you want to get into one, you put your name on a list and you wait 1 to 2 years to get into subsidized housing. If you're in Ontario, you put your name on a list and you wait 5 to 10 years to get into subsidized housing. What do these people do in the meantime? How are they going to survive? And so that is my huge burn, is because of the struggles I've gone through and the things that I see other seniors going through. I have a huge burn to help people be able to subsidize their pensions and be able to stay in a warm place and have a roof over your head and a comfortable bed to sleep in and food to eat. And that's another thing. The food banks are overloaded. They're very short on food supply. So, and the reason I know that is my husband and I live in an apartment building in Kalmar, and we manage this apartment building. We've been managing it for about 10 years now. And we just happened to fall into it after we came here. The reason we came here in the first place is we were looking around for a place to rent, And there, all the Edmonton and Leduc, which is straight east of here, and Devon, everything was like $1,600 to $2,000 a month for just a little 1-bedroom apartment. And we got out here, and a 1-bedroom out here is $1,150 a month, which was the least expensive of all the ones that we could find. If you get a 1-room studio suite in Toronto, we have friends out there that are paying $5,000 a month for a 1-room studio suite. We have friends in Vancouver paying $3,300 a month for a 1-room studio suite. So when you average everything across the country, it's over $2,000 a month that people are going to have to pay for a 1-bedroom in Canada. And I'm telling you these statistics to sort of drive home how important it is to get ourselves prepared and to be open-minded. And I teach people how to build an email list and to use a digital program that is pre-built for them, so they can build an email list, and they can also build a business helping other people build that email list. I sold real estate for several years, and it was with Block Brothers, and they have the real estate offices have their own email platforms that they let you use, and they give you a code, and you can use your little corner of that email list and build your own email list. And that's your list, right? But then if something happens that you leave that company and go to another real estate company like I did, you lose that whole list. You can't lift that list out of that company email list and bring it to a new one. So I left Block Brothers and went to Century 21 and had to start from scratch and build a whole new email list. And then when I left Century 21, I lost that email list. So we have an email list that you can have and set up all by yourself and take it with you wherever you go. Nobody can take that from you once you've got your own email list. And that's another whole class that I teach. But right now we're going to stick with LinkedIn, okay? So when you set up your profile page, you know that blue background bar that they have, you need to find something. I use Canva. You can use Canva for free. And that's what I designed my background banner with. And it has to speak to people right away as soon as they open up your profile. It has to shout to them, stop your scroll. You got to read more about this person here, right? You got 3 seconds, guys, 3 seconds to make a great first impression. That's all you've got. 3 seconds. And I forgot to tell you number 5. Number 5 is LinkedIn is the most professional platform on the net, bar none. There's lots of kind of copycats out there that say, oh, we're better than LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is the very best. I've tried several other ones and found that LinkedIn is the best. Then that little circle there where your headshot goes, that has to be a headshot of whoever owns that profile. Not a picture of a husband and wife, not a picture of your grandbabies, not a picture of your favorite pet or a waterfall or a favorite car. It's got to be a picture of you, because the profile is you. It's your personal profile. And then your name goes in that name line. Now I have deviated away from that a little bit by putting my Marketing Mentress handle in there, because I discovered 2 other Christine Tills. And I thought, oh my gosh, how do I differentiate myself? So that's what I've done. And then you have 220 characters available to put a headline down. And that headline does not talk about how many books you've published, or the fact that you've got your master's degree, or you're a professional speaker. That people are looking at your profile. Remember, you've got 3 seconds. They look at that headline and they go, how can they help me? What's in it for me? It's our prospective customers that we're trying to attract, right? It's not about telling the world how smart we are and how all the things we've accomplished. That doesn't tell our customer anything. The customer has pain and they're trying to solve their pain, and they need to see that you can help them right away. Right away. So I talk about launching an online business and learning how to make 30K in 90 days. All of the seniors I'm working with They see that and they go, oh my gosh, I got to find out more about this, right? Because I'm reaching out to their pain points. So everything we do online, and especially on LinkedIn, has to reach out to our prospective customers' pain points. And then once you pass that 3-second rule, because it doesn't take them any time at all to just glance, bang, I can see the background banner, that's a person, okay, their name, right? They can tell right away by the time they've read the first line in your headline whether they're going to stay on your profile. You get them to read your whole headline, then you get them to run down and take a look at your about page. And my about page does the same thing. I'll just read you a little bit. I dreamed of being able to retire and have financial freedom. I'm not talking about the mansions, the private jets, the fancy cars, and the yachts. I'm just talking about knowing that I don't have to worry about how we're going to buy groceries, not living under the stress of a mountain of debt, being able to travel when we want and visit grandchildren, being able to help out our kids and spoil our grandchildren. And the whole thing reaches out to their pain and how they can solve their pain, right? Then I found out about a powerful 2-part secret system, right? And I tell them about the solution. So that's what your about page is supposed to do. It's supposed to, after they've read that headline, it's supposed to attract them to your about page and talk about their pain points, and then talk about how you have a solution for them, and then give them a call to action. And one thing that I ask everybody to do is to put their specialties, list their specialties at the bottom of your about page. And the reason you do that is because those are like keywords. And it's not for people to read because people don't really care what your specialties are. They just want, those specialties are keywords for the search engines. LinkedIn has, if not the most powerful search engine, it's pretty close. That LinkedIn and TikTok are pretty close to the same power in their search engines. They're huge. And so you want to put your keywords in different places on your profile without cluttering the whole profile with keywords, right? There was a time when everybody thought you had to have a keyword everywhere, and it spoiled how you could read your profile or read the descriptions that people were putting on their different profiles. So I don't mind if you guys want to copy any of my stuff. I just ask that you put it through Chat GPT so that it doesn't sound like me, that it sounds like you. And it also affects the algorithms. If you were to copy and paste my about page word for word and paste it online, that it confuses the search engines and they don't know who's the profile that they should be counting, right? So you need to make sure that everything that you put on is more unique to you. And every time you put something on Chat GPT and it rewrites it, it will come up different. So I could have 50 million people put this same about page up on their Chat GPT, and their Chat GPT will not duplicate word for word what they see there. Everybody's will be different, if you understand my drift here. And if you have any questions while we're going along, guys, just raise your hand, and you can do that by going down to the bottom of your Zoom, and there's a place where you can raise your hand. And if I see your hand go up, then I can answer questions. So are there any questions before I move forward? Okay.
Christine, I have a question.
Okay, Terry.
When I'm connecting, since I still haven't got it to work on a laptop yet, I'm doing it on my phone. It'll bring up the suggestions of who I can connect with. Do I just connect with people that are like me, that I figure are older,
like
or do I just do anybody?
Yeah, no, don't just do anybody. That's a big mistake I made way back when I first got on LinkedIn, because I thought you just had to connect with everybody that was there in all that list. So if you go to you're talking about the my network page, right? And all the people that are down at the bottom here that LinkedIn suggests be good connections. links to look at. Here's one, open to work. That would be a good one to connect with if you're looking to build a digital business online. I connect with those people. If it says something about network marketing on that you can read in those few lines from their headline, that's really good. This one talks about downlines and network support. And so I would probably reach out to that one and connect with that one. You have to be
Christine,
real careful. Yes.
would it be all right to add a little added tip there? I know this is your show, but I want to make a comment on that because this is one of my major acknowledgments when I've done so many webinars and seminars for people who are job seekers because they got laid off. Terry, I would say that you need to get to 500 connections before you make the first page on a search engine search with LinkedIn. Kind of like when you're doing Google searches, you know, you're on the first page, the first 2 pages. So with LinkedIn, everything's built around the number 5, whether it's 5 or 50 or 500. I don't know about Mr. Hoffman's Chinese lineage, but he seems to think 5 was his lucky number. And if once you make 500 connections, then you can weed out the people that you were suspicious about. But if you don't have 500, the algorithm is not going to find you very quickly yourself. So
yeah, that's right. So
just
you're
thought I'd pass that along.
shaping your algorithm every minute of the time that you're spending on LinkedIn. And the reason I compare it to TikTok is because I've recently been using TikTok for about the last 2 years. And man, those search engines on TikTok are powerful and they make a great pair, LinkedIn and TikTok, because I do TikTok live every morning, Monday through Saturday. I take Sunday off. That's my Sabbath day. And I just love it because you can talk about pretty much any topic on TikTok. You just have to be careful that you don't talk about money too much. Otherwise, they freeze your account for some reason.
How short do you keep your posts, Christine, on TikTok? I haven't used it, so I'm curious. I hear all these different suggestions, and I was wondering, since you've been using it so much.
Well, I discovered that I get way more readership or followers if I keep my little videos. I do 3 1-minute videos a day, and I try to keep my topic on point, and then people can follow my videos, listen to my videos, but I use those to attract people to my account and to want to follow me on TikTok. And then I direct them from TikTok to my landing page, and that's one of the ways that I use to build my email list, attracting people to my landing page. And I have some tricks that I have learned on LinkedIn as well to attract people to my landing page. And most of the people that have bought programs from me have come through LinkedIn. They've either come into my email list from LinkedIn or they've clicked on one of my posts on LinkedIn. But I get way more people listening, watching my videos when they're short. They stay on longer. And you can, like, if you have if you've got your phone handy and you've got TikTok and you open up your TikTok, you'll see that when you go to record, there's a little plus sign at the bottom of your. Girl, get back on track. Okay, here we go. So there's a little plus sign at the bottom. You can see. See, you can barely see. You can see my books all stored on my shelf here, but there's a button that you push and you can set it for 60 seconds or for a minute or for 15 seconds. No, 10 minutes, 60 seconds or 15 seconds. And I strongly recommend you just set it for 60 seconds and learn to not be so verbose. I had a terrible time getting my videos down. Oh my gosh. So if you oh my gosh, I've got people. I accidentally got into somebody's live. Anyway, TikTok is really fun. And it's like you can have that one whole hour. You can do an hour. You can do 2 hours on there, however long you want to stay on your TikTok. And it's like your LinkedIn Live, only it's a little bit more casual than the LinkedIn Lives. And I don't know if I think I mentioned that I do a LinkedIn Live every other Thursday. So this guy's he's talking about downlines and network. I would click on connect, but I never invite, oh, sorry, invitation not sent to Lawrence. These are only set up by LinkedIn according to what you have in your profile, right? But even then, there's not very many that are ones that I would choose to reach out and connect with. And part of that reason I don't want to reach out and connect is because you can't leave a message. You just click the connect button and you can't leave an actual message there. So then, and my goal is to invite as many people as LinkedIn will allow me to invite to connect every day. And when you don't invite people to connect with you, of course, you're not going to build your network, right? And my network, even though I've been working on it for 14 years, is, if I count my connections and my contacts, I'm still only at a little over 23,000. So your limit is 30,000. And that's a lot if you've been really careful with who you connect with to make sure that you shape your audience. So way back when I first started in 2011, I was oblivious to the fact that you needed to shape the algorithm. In fact, I have, since I've started to get more serious the last few years about shaping that algorithm, I've had people complain to me, "How come you disconnected from me?" or whatever like that. I get a message and I'm going, well, I'm trying to shape my algorithm. It's nothing against you, but I'm trying to shape my algorithm to my perfect customer. And that's what we should all be doing. Another thing that I learned through my experience with these people connecting with me and me connecting with anybody around the world is that the people would connect with me and then immediately they would endorse me. And I was so insulted. I thought, this is ridiculous. How come they're endorsing me? They don't know me. And so I was teaching all my clients not to endorse anybody unless you sat down and had a virtual coffee with them. Then, since then, I've learned different. I was invited to a LinkedIn conference in Vancouver a few years ago, and it was free. And I thought, oh, this is really great. And they were going to talk about all the latest things that were happening with LinkedIn. So I went to this conference and I was there for the day, and they were going through all the new stuff that they were doing. And right at the end, the speaker said, "Would Christine Till come up to the stage, please? We have a special award for you." I about fell off my chair. Like, little old me, like I was so new. I'd only been using LinkedIn for maybe 2 or 3 years at that point. And I hobbled up to the stage, just about fell off the stage when they said, "You have the most endorsements of anyone in British Columbia." I went, oh no, because I had students who were sitting in the audience watching this. I must have been red as a beet. And they're telling me that those endorsements are valuable because what happens is that the search engines are acknowledging keywords. Those skills are really keywords. And they're like SEO. So if you want to have more people come and look at your profile, you endorse them, because then LinkedIn will show you to more people. It will show them to more people, right? And it was like I was hit over the head with a virtual 2x4. So ever since then, I've always taught people how important it is to do endorsements, endorse people. And if you've been judicious about who you're connecting to, you endorse those people, and they probably have some skills that are similar to your skills or some keywords that are similar to your keywords. Everything is connected on LinkedIn. And people, for them to understand that, it was like this huge epiphany that I had as a result of getting that award. They gave me a LinkedIn t-shirt and a LinkedIn notebook and a LinkedIn pen. I was just overjoyed with the fact that I had learned something very major about LinkedIn. So now I want to show you these people here. These are people that are inviting me to connect with them. So I'm going to view all. Look at all these people, right? So these are accepted invitations that I have. So you can either ignore or accept. And if I can't get enough information on that first line, this is empowering women to achieve financial independence with confidence. I think this person would be a really good connection for me, so I'm going to accept, right? But if I don't know very much about them, this person is helping women in midlife conquer menopause. And I'm kind of questioning whether she might be a good connection. If you hover over their name and right click and open it up in that drop down menu where it says open link in new tab, click on that. And if you look up top, it opens a new tab. So this is how you can fly under the radar with LinkedIn, and they don't know that you've checked their profile, right? If I just clicked on her name and went right in and checked her profile, the search engines and her would know that I've been in there checking her profile, right? So I'm going to go and check her profile now and read some more about her to see if she might be a good connection for me. She's a former naturopathic doctor, metabolic wellness. She needs to change her headline just a little bit, just a little bit. We don't need to know that she's a doctor because that people that are looking for help won't care. So let's see about her about page. I'm a former naturopathic doctor. I'm here to help women in midlife. So now she's speaking to people's pain in her about page. So she's doing a pretty good job here. I lost 30 pounds. My energy came back. And yeah, she's talking about how this all helped her. So somebody who is in her same kind of a situation would probably be attracted to that profile and stop long enough to get past the 3-second mark and read the about page as well. And just the fact that she's got fasting after 50, that really caught my attention. How about you guys? Did that catch your attention as well? Yeah. Yeah, it would have stopped my scroll right dead in the tracks, right? So I think she's a person that so I'm going to close out of her profile so I don't accidentally click on something I shouldn't click on because I want to fly under the wire here. And I'm going to accept that request to connect. And then this one, Nicole Tillotson, follows you and is inviting you to connect. But I'm going to have to, she's just talking about an Amazon best-selling book. She's open to work. Yeah, I guess I'll accept that. She's open to work. And Bill Brady, he's open to work, so I'll accept him. And Barb Ashcroft, let's see, she follows you and is inviting you to connect. She's a mentor, encourager, grief literacy speaker, renewal purpose. Passion is to lessen the fear of aging. I think she and I would work really great together. I'll accept that. So you have to really be judicious about these people that you're going to connect with. I'm not going to accept anymore right now, but you get the feeling of how to do that. And I've already talked about how to accept the people down here. LinkedIn has limited the number of people that we can connect or invite to connect with each day. And it varies. Everybody is a little bit different. If you're brand new, or if you haven't been using your LinkedIn for a long period of time, you need to be really careful how many people you invite to connect with you on LinkedIn. I would start with 3 people a day and then gradually build it up to 5 people a day. And then maybe see if you can squeeze it up to 7 and then up to 10. But LinkedIn will send you a little pop-up message that tells you when you've reached your limit, right? So when you reach your limit, you stop. Don't invite anymore. Don't push that envelope because that's when you're going to get shut down. If you don't listen to those pop-up messages that LinkedIn pops up on you, you're going to be up the creek without a paddle and be locked out of your account. I've only ever been locked out of my account one time, and that was because I set up a job request for a network marketing type of platform. And LinkedIn does not like you to set up jobs for network marketing types of platforms. They gave me a copy of the terms of use that they had updated so it was different from what I had read a long time ago. But I try to keep myself on top of the terms of use for all the social media platforms, because that's why people get locked out of their social media, is they don't read the terms of use. They don't know what the rules of engagement are. And you have to know what the rules of engagement are. After all, these platforms provide their platforms to us for free, right? We can at least respect the fact that we get the access for free, and we should use them judiciously on a regular basis. So that's one way that you can invite people to connect with you, is to go into these people that LinkedIn suggests in your network. And here's another way. I'm teaching you some secrets that people don't teach you about. So you can type in here in the search bar at the top. I'm just trying to juggle the video pictures of everybody and the black bar. So in this search bar, you just type in people and just hit enter and watch what happens. So this lets you choose what people you want. So you want to click on the people. And once you click on there, you want to start where you don't necessarily want to search first level. You want to go to second and third level because you're not directly connected with them yet. You want to search that, and locations. So where do you want to have them located? United States, Canada, Alberta, Canada, United Kingdom, Greater Edmonton metropolitan area. And you can add different locations. You can, in that little box at the top, so you could add locations all around the world if you wanted to. And I don't want to select by company. If you click on all filters, there's some bunch more selections that show up on the side here. So if you want to look for certain company, it says current company that they're working for. And this is also where you can search for companies that people have worked for in the past, because here's, it says past company. So you can go look into IBM and find out who used to work at IBM or who used to work at Microsoft, right? Or University of Alberta. But let's just leave the search right now. Let's see, I'm just going to check industry, professional services. Oh, I want them to speak English. And service categories. Okay, there's no other things I want to select on there. So these are the people that LinkedIn has come up with as a result of me making these selections. Okay, so I've got people from Edmonton, people from the United States. And so now I just have to read a little bit about each one of these people. And this is where it really comes in handy to be able to right click, open link in new tab, and then go up top here and just see exactly what that person is all about. Okay, I should notice that right off the bat. If there's no headshot and no background banner, I tend to not want to connect with those people. It's like they're trying to hide from me. So I'm just going to X out of that one. And let's see, Golda has a headshot. She's a chief people officer. She's in the United States. Let's right click on her and see what she's all about. And see if so she hasn't even got hardly any kind of a headline. I'm surprised at how many people don't know how to set up your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile has to scream to your perfect customer. So whether you're looking for a job or whatever it is, you got to have at least use your 220 characters that are available to you there. Now, some people, if you have less than 500 plus connections, you usually only have access to 110 characters on a computer. But on your phone, a smartphone, if you edit your profile on the smartphone, you can have access to 220 characters. But if you've got over 500 plus connections, and then when you save it, before I move forward here, when you save that headline on your phone at the 220 characters, guess what happens? It shows up as 220 characters on your computer. Yeah, I don't know why they did it that way, but anyway, that's how it works. So if you've got over 500 connections, then you can access the 220 characters right on your computer, right off the bat. So I thought I'd just let you know that little tidbit. I am all about telling you the secrets that nobody else tells you about. I learned so many great things by working for my son. It was absolutely phenomenal what I learned there. So let's go a little bit further and see. She's passionate about healthcare and technology. Okay. She hasn't posted yet, so she might be a good person for me to reach out to, because she might be looking for some other ways to boost her income. So I'm going to go ahead and go X out of this because I don't want to invite her to connect here. I'm going to invite to connect here, okay? Now you're not flying under the radar with this. Anytime you click a connect button, you are not flying under the radar. The LinkedIn search engines pick up on it right away. So something happened here. This did not. There we go. And try and send with a note. Always try to add a note to personalize it. And I would just say something really short. So you always refer to something that you notice about them first, and then tell them that you'd like to learn more about what they do, and just say, let's connect, and sign it with your name. And then you click send. I was on premium for a while, and they're keeping after me to try and make me renew my premium profile. So then you have the pending there that she has to go in and accept my invitation to connect. Okay, you ready for this? Drum roll. This is the pièce de résistance. This is where you can shine and you can fly under the radar. And I've done as many as 110 invites here through the groups in one day. And I didn't do more. My oldest son tells me, Mom, you can do up to 300. And I went, whoa. But I did 110 invites to connect through the groups here. And that was in one day. Let's go. And I always use groups. When you're joining groups, you make sure that you join groups that have at least 3,000 members, because you're using those groups for inventory. Basically, you're looking for people to connect to invite to come to your landing page, build your email list, and perhaps buy from you eventually, right? So you need to join in big groups, because if you decide that group's not working for you and you want to leave that group, if it's a smaller group than 3,000, they'll see that you've left, right? So I'm going to go down here. Let's see. Click on show all. Now there's a special system that I've learned for how you search the groups for prospective customers. Start with A and A. You have AA, and then you go AB, AC, AD, and all the way through the alphabet on the right side. And then when you finish going through the alphabet on the right side with A first, then you go BA, BB, BC, and all the way through the alphabet again, and you keep working through the alphabet like that. And if you see one ST, that means you're already directly connected with that person. But if there's a 2ND or a 3RD, second or third, that means that you are not connected directly to that person. And those would be possible people that you could connect with or reach out and invite to connect, right? So this one's a hedge fund manager, professional licensed trader. I don't think I want to get him involved here. Aaron Wilson. He's a family man, entrepreneur. Oh, he looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to click on message. And I'm going to say, hey, Aaron. Okay, so I've kept this very short message here. And you always ask them to connect at the end. It's just part of your message. So the search engines can't tell that you've invited somebody to connect with you. You're sending them just a direct message. And it is only in the groups where you can message anybody that you're not connected to directly. So I don't know if LinkedIn has done that on purpose or if they've missed something by accident, but it's been like this for 14 years, ever since I first got on LinkedIn. So you can fly under the radar and you leave it open to them to click the little blue man. So I'm going to click send here.
It's been that way for over 20 years.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. So see this little blue man here. Do not click the little blue man. As soon as you click that little blue man, it's like you clicked on one of those connect buttons. The search engines and LinkedIn know immediately that you have used up one of your invite requests, right? So the whole idea with using the groups is to stay away from that connect button and just send them messages, inviting them to connect through the messages. And that's how I have built my email list. And that's how I have built most of the people that are in my contact list now, is by using the groups. Are there any questions before I move on? I could talk all day on this. I got to watch my time here. Are we at 2:30? Oh no, we're almost at 3 o'clock. So the groups are so key to success on LinkedIn. They are the major way that we can fly under the radar. Another thing that you can do to build your network is you'll get messages in the notifications tab up at the top here. And I've got two more things I want to share with you. The messages that come through here. So when you set up a LinkedIn Live, for instance, that's another reason why I do LinkedIn Lives. You can invite up to 1,000 people a week to come to your LinkedIn Lives. I've never gotten up that high yet. But in order to start your LinkedIn Lives, you have to have 500 plus at least connections on LinkedIn, and you have to apply for the right basically to do LinkedIn Live events. And then, so once you get in all these groups, another thing that you can do is you can publish an article once or twice a week. I usually publish an article once a week. And then I repurpose that article, publishing it in or posting it in all my groups that I belong to on LinkedIn. And I've got 3 groups that I'm either managing and building for somebody else, or they're my own groups. 2 of them are my own groups. One of them I'm building for somebody else. And I just get so excited because in those groups, you can pin your post to the top if it's your own group. And you can also recommend that to the rest of the group that they read other people's posts on there. And you can recommend up to 3 posts in the groups that you own, right? So it's really important to have your own group on LinkedIn. And that's one of the things that people don't know about, how important it is to have your own group on there. And this one last thing, you have your own group, and I have so many people who ask me all the time, well, I need to have more than one profile on LinkedIn because I have this side business and I want to promote this side business. And then I have my JOB and I want to have people at my JOB to be able to connect to me from my JOB. But here's the thing. I read the terms of use, guys. You can only have one profile on LinkedIn, one profile. Do I have to say it again? I have had to fight with, I've lost count how many people have come to me and said, I have more than one profile and I have been locked out of my profiles because I have more than one profile and they don't know how to get them matched up. I have a direct email to the key guy at LinkedIn in the UK. And every time I run into somebody like that, I send them to him. His name is John Asperian, and he is awesome. So I have helped so many people through him. And he helped me actually get my profile back again, because what happened when they froze my profile, it was just this last, it was a couple of months ago, I think in January. And I thought somebody had hacked my LinkedIn, and I have it double opted in, and they still hacked me, and I was just sick. So I thought, oh, I went online, I tried to find somebody that I could contact. I found phone numbers, I phoned them, and all you could do is leave a message there. And I didn't know when I'd ever get an answer to those messages. And it was just impossible to find anybody. And all of a sudden I got this message from John, and I went, oh, and he solved all my problems with that. We got everything back up and running. And the reason it was shut down, like I said earlier, was because I put a job request out, or a job post out on LinkedIn for a network marketing type of business, and they didn't like that. So, oh, what was the last thing is to do with the groups. Are there any questions while I'm refreshing my mind here?
I have a question about endorsements. How do you get people to endorse you?
Awesome. Okay. You go and endorse them first. So let's see. I'm going to go into Terry. How do you spell your last name, Terry?
Crawford.
Crawford. Okay. Okay. So let's see.
But I used the middle initial L.
On your profile?
Yes.
Okay. Terry L. There you are. Look at you. Okay. So watch what happens here. And this is what I tell everybody. When you have a meeting with somebody about business or something that you have in common that's basically going to be about business. So I'm going to go down. Do you have skills listed? You do. Look at that. So I'm going to click on show all 19 skills. You can have 100 skills listed on there. So you want to go down, and I always look for the ones that haven't got very many endorsements. So you don't really have any endorsements, very many. So we're going to do, I usually just do 1 or 2, customer satisfaction and we'll do creative writing. Okay, and I'm going to send her a message and let her know so because we're directly connected, I can send her a message, right? And if you're not connected to somebody, you cannot endorse them. You have to be connected first. You have to be first level connections. So I would go in and I would say, hey, Terry, just endorse me, you for I don't usually type it in because I have pre-saved. I have a Word document that I have pre-saved. And what I do is I do surveys. Just for the sake of time, I'm just doing this here really quick. But usually when I send a message to somebody after I've endorsed them for a couple of skills, in that message, it tells them that it's been a while since we connected. In fact, let's see if I can pull up my document while I'm talking here. And I usually have a link in there to a survey that I've set up. And they can go, it's a free survey, it's a fun survey, it's nothing to do with me. I don't monitor it, whatever. It's just information for them. One of the surveys I use is called Personality Styles According to Birds. And I used ChatGPT to set up the whole thing. And I went on YouTube and there's a really great video on there showing you how you can set up your surveys through system.io, because I use that system.io as my platform that I use. Let's see, bump card blurbs.
Is that the one out of France?
Pardon me?
Is that the one out of France? System.io?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
systeme.io. There's an E on the end. So I have these different blurbs that I put together with links, right? So I will just copy and paste one of these posts to go in and paste. And so, for instance, the one that I've been using lately is a survey on purchasing online, what things people purchase online. And it just says, hope you're doing great. Gave you some cool endorsements on LinkedIn. I used to think that endorsements were totally bogus. Then LinkedIn hit me over the head with a virtual 2x4. I realized their value and started reaching out to my network. Been checking out how many people make money effortlessly by saving on their normal day-to-day purchases. And then there's the link. Online is the key to building all types of businesses these days. If you prefer not to check out the survey, feel free to simply return the endorsement. Thanks a bunch. Can't wait to catch up. Cheering your success, Christine. So I keep it very light, but they know they got all the directions to follow. And I use the personality styles according to birds for birthday greetings as well. I'll go in and say happy birthday. Are there any questions? I never have enough time for these. I get going too fast and too far. Okay, no questions? Then we'll wrap up today. And my next LinkedIn Live will be in 2 weeks. Oh, will it be in 2 weeks? Yeah, well, it'll be on May the 1st. May the 1st is my next LinkedIn Live. And I will be posting, and for those of you who want to join my community, it's free to join my community. It's Thriveability for Seniors. And I'm going to put the link in the chat. And there's a calendar in there with the live links to go to my different events that I have. Every Monday afternoon, I have a Q&A called LinkedIn Turbochargers. And every second Thursday, I do a LinkedIn Live event where I go really deep on LinkedIn. I'm going to paste this in the chat while I'm thinking here. There we go. So there's the link to join my community. And you're welcome to come and join my community for free. And then take part in the LinkedIn updates and Q&As and LinkedIn Lives. Any more questions?
No, not right now. There's lots to take away and think about.
Yeah. Well, I hope I was able to help answer some questions that you've had lurking in the back of your mind. And I want to thank you all for coming and joining. It's been a real treat having you here today.
Well,
A
thank
treat
you.
to be here.
Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. I really appreciate you for doing that.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to stop my